Hello and welcome to Sales Made Simple, business conversations and tutorials for women entrepreneurs who are into health and well-being. If you are a practitioner, a wellness expert, or a health professional who is running a business, you are not just a practitioner or professional, you are a salesperson as well. Did you know that? I often run networking events and ask this question: who here is into sales? And often women shy away from raising their hand simply because they don't see themselves as salespeople. They see themselves as professionals, practitioners, and experts in their field. But the truth is that unless you embrace sales as part of your business and really dive into the psychology of sales and understand how to sell authentically, your business is not going to be able to reach its full potential unless if you have a busy sales team or an expert who helps you with that. Understanding the basics of sales is really important. So this is why I run these short tutorials to help you have the comfort in understanding what sales is about. I'm Rumiana Nyati, a nurse turned entrepreneur, specialist in sales, helping women grow their business through designing offers that sells and implementing systems that scale their business without the chasing, without the trial and error and the burnout. So today we're diving into the psychology of selling, and it's just a short business tutorials about what actually sales is and how does it really feel on the receiving end for the person receiving our offer or hearing our pitch, and why is it important to understand sales. I want to share the biggest lie about selling. The lie about selling is that selling is not persuasion. It's not about who can shout louder or talk longer and persuade or really push their pitch harder onto the audience, onto the people around them. Selling is not convincing. Selling is not pushing. And what selling actually is a belief transfer. Selling is a belief transfer. If you get this to land, if you get to understand this, you would have this moment where you'll finally have this exhale because you'll understand why selling feels awkward, because the way selling has been pitched or positioned to you is learning sales script or talking more, explaining more, posting more, trying to persuade, trying hard, and selling feels inauthentic and wrong and cringy when you follow those tactics. But actually, what selling is understanding where the person is, where their belief is, and helping them to see things and believe things that you have as an expert, and with your skills and knowledge you have a different belief of possibility for results maybe they're looking at in their weight, in their relationship, in their business, right? So it's a belief transfer. So let's dive into that. What actually selling is? Well, selling is meeting people in their current belief system, acknowledging their stuckness, naming the story that they're already telling themselves. And before money moves, belief moves. This is the truth. And I'm sure you can put this through your own reflection and through your own lenses and think of a time where when someone tried to persuade you something or tried to sell you something really the hard way, it didn't work, did it? You just had to have that belief transfer, belief change for you to believe otherwise, whatever that might have been, whatever purchase that might have been, product or service. It was a belief change somewhere along the line. Information turned into transformation. You learned that new thing, you started believing that there's a better way, there's an easier way that you can get the results, and actually those results, it's possible to get these results, and you bought into that belief first before you bought in terms of money, finances, right? So this is really important. What selling actually is, it's before money moves, belief moves. And this is so important because often people think that I'm in marketing and I have this extensive knowledge in marketing, which is not. I've seen how marketing company works. They usually work with a lot of effort and hustle and ads and clever tactics, but that's just too much. When you ask me, if you just rely on marketing without knowing sales psychology and without having your own sales process that is authentic, and without you knowing your ideal clients and knowing how to serve them, not how to trick them, marketing becomes useless noise. So, this is why it's so important to understand sales first before you look for marketing solutions, marketing AI tools, marketing automations, which is really the back end of a system that your business needs to generate leads. But before that, you need to have a clear understanding of sales. And this is why I decided to record this video and share it with you, because I know how important it is to understand this if you want to grow your business. Next one, really, I want to share this because people don't talk about this. The biggest cost that no one talks about is this, that the biggest cost in any business, and I've been in business for over 10 years now, is not how much you spend on your overheads, if you had a studio, if you had to hire a place, or for ads, or for software, or for marketing. None of that. It's the real cost in your business. The biggest cost in your business right now, and has always been, and it will always be, the cost of lost sales. The cost of all those amazing clients that you could have helped, you could have served, you could have had in your business, but you've lost them simply because you didn't know how to sell, you did not have a sales process, and you didn't have a system to carry people, to attract people from maybe just curious, not knowing about you, to lead them through a process where they warm up, build trust, and then then how to sell through serving, through caring, an authentic, genuine way. So it's the cost of lost sales that hurts so many businesses right now. People who are interested but didn't decide, they didn't feel safe to decide. They didn't feel that desire to buy from you because your offer, so your positioning was blending in rather than standing out. People who trusted you but they stayed stuck. Why? Because they had still that story in their head, that the belief that it was still stuck in that. And people who needed that, who needed belief, not information. And this is now we deep going deeper, digging deeper to why people don't buy. And this is a sales problem, not a marketing one. So I want you to understand the difference between sales and marketing, because honestly, for me, I mean, it took me a long time to understand actually these two things do and what's the difference. Because first of all, I never really thought about sales in my business. When I first launched years ago, I thought, I'm credible, I'm qualified, I've got an office, I've got a website, I've got a business cards that are nice and fancy, I go to networking events, I post regularly, right? I should be flooded with clients. I know how to help people in their business. Was I right or was I wrong? I was so wrong. I didn't understand sales the way I understand them now. And I was stuck. I was stuck so deeply because of those certain beliefs I had at the time. But I'm on a mission now to help other entrepreneurs like you, skilled, talented, qualified, that spend years perfecting their craft, talented and creative, to sell their offers, to take their services to those people who need them the most, and to grow a business without a hassle, without a trial and error. So I want to share something else. We're not finished here. We've got a few more things I want to share that are really, really key. Every sale breaks down at one of these points. Number one is the trust in you. For a sale to happen, yes, it's the belief shift, the change of that belief. But for that process to happen, you need to allow the time and the setup, the path for trust to build. Trust in you as a practitioner, as the credible expert. So people, what would that look like in people's heads, in people's minds when they building that trust? They need to have enough time for them to believe that you understand them, that that you you see their pain problem, you see their where their stuck was causing that problem. So they're asking themselves, do I believe this person understands me? Do I feel seen, not sold? Because we're trying to sell almost immediately to people, right? When we meet in networking events, when we have a first interaction on a Facebook group, we just jump in straight with our solution. Here's my offer, take it. It's cringy, it's inauthentic, but we don't know another way. We've been told just post more, do more, be more visible, join 157 groups, and just spend hours of your life not serving but posting, right? So that creates that disconnection, because the person on the other side asks themselves, do I believe that this person understands me? Do I feel seen, not sold to? And one other thing that is a misconception is authority isn't credentials. Often people think, if I have a list of my credentials, people will buy. But that's not how trust is built. Authority isn't credentials, it's resonance. That was my phone, by the way. Apologies for that. So number one is trust in you. And until you nail this, it will be difficult to move people to their next step of making a decision in and choosing your solution. So trusting the solution is the second step. Will this actually work for someone like me? That's what they're asking themselves. Is this realistic or just another promise? People don't need more information, they need certainty. And your solution as a pitch, as an offer, has to provide that, because we live in stage and phase of life and business where there's just so many bright shiny objects that are over promising and under delivering, how to this, how to that. But that's just information overload, and nobody needs any more free information. People need to be seen, understood, and served with a solution that there is a promise that it's realistic and you can keep it, you can prove it. And again, that takes time to take people through this sales process of building trust in you, to build trust in your solution. And number three is trust in themselves. Have you ever asked yourself, my clients, do they have trust in themselves? Could that be a reason why they don't buy? It's not just the trust in you and the trust in the solution, but they're sitting sometimes quietly, not even sharing these questions. Will I follow through? What if I fail again? What if I waste time or money? Because they've tried certain things and maybe it didn't work. So it's really important to understand the trust process and the sales process in itself. It's all a mini steps of building that trust and taking them from creating a designing an offer to creating a desire and leading them to that decision. If this is resonating with you, I'm curious to hear your thoughts about it, but I'm really curious to hear how your offers are doing right now. How is your sales processes? If you are entrepreneur in health and well-being who is spend time and effort building your credibility, earning your credentials, and you have something really valuable, high-end product or service, or maybe a retreat, a program that you run, you are in the service-led business, and you are so passionate about, so confident in what you do that delivers results, but you're stuck, unable to really sell that consistently. I'd love to invite you to have an open chat, a private business audit into one-to-one conversation where we join a call together and we dive into your offer to see what your sales process looks like. We're not going to talk jargon and funnels and tactics of marketing and all of that, but we're just going to dive into your sales process in terms of what your offer looks like and how are you positioning that on the market, how are you taking that or inviting people to buy from you. So if this is something that you can benefit from, I'll drop the link to my private calendar in the comments of this video, and I would love to connect with those of you who are really on their growth journey this year. They're exploring ways of really serving better, serving more clients, and wanting to remove the guesswork of sales and have a system that generates clients authentically and it helps them really reach and serve more clients. If this is you, I'd love to connect with you. I'd love to offer you a 30 minutes free business consultation to dive into your sales and into your offer. Thank you for watching.